on deck today. We're up against the Ravens in a away game. Uh, Also, one of the first day streams I'm actually doing. Generally what'll happen is I do them at like 10:30 to like 11 at night. All just kind of depending on when my son KOs. But with this matchup, we essentially so we know Lamar, Sam, drafted in the same class, but two very completely different career arcs. That's something we can make his match or mirror Lamar's a little bit closer than it currently has been, at least after the off season. So let's get things started. We got another contract to decline real quick. All right, some more scouting to do. We'll be able to knock out a little bit more of this offensive line class. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, so looks like the interior might end up being more solid than the actual outside positions. So hopefully, depending on how things pan out with the physical traits, maybe that's something we can take advantage of, where we just stick somebody. Well, not just stick them, but we play the outside. All right, so an upgrade, Blasan Austin. The one thing I'd like to see change in Madden a bit, to make it a lot better, is when you find gems, it's usually based off the development trait. It's really hard to find somebody that might have like a really good skill or two and then actually develop them. I think Madden 15 might have been one of the last ones I've actually seen where you could kind of develop some backup players. All right, so let's check out the depth chart for the Ravens. All right, and you guys already know I have a bone to pick with them after I couldn't get a trade to come through. But Lamar Jackson there, Robert Griffin coming over to back him up. Mark Ingram, Kenneth Dixon, who seemed like he could have been pretty good. Justice Hill, Marquise Brown, Willie Snead, Seth Roberts. I feel like Madden was more a lot more lenient with the ratings than what we actually seen as a product on the field for them. But Mark Andrews, Hayden Hurst, that's a pretty good combination there. Ronnie Stanley, Kalichio Simile, Matt Skura, Marshall Yando, and then Orlando Brown Jr. Still at an 80, so that's interesting. But we'll still be looking to see if we can't get them to relinquish their grip on him. Brandon Williams on defense, Willie Henry. We know they always try to have a really solid defensive line. Matthew Judon there, Patrick, I believe they actually said it's like Owasu, proper pronunciation. Kenny Young, though, behind him. Tim Williams, Shane Ray, and then Marlon Humphrey, Jimmy Smith, Tavon Young. Really, really solid secondary. Earl Thomas out there patrolling, and then Tony Jefferson as well. So this has the makings of a really bad draft for us potentially. Got to remind myself who got injured recently so I know what positions we need to replace. And it looks like it was the halfback and quarterback spot. Let's go to the practice squad and see if I had anybody there in the ranks. No halfbacks, no quarterbacks. So free agency it will be. Now, quarterback, I just need a body, so I'm not looking for anything other than a warm body here. CJ Beathard. Okay. I think we can roll with Beathard. That'll be fine. Alright, and then we need another running back. I'm just going to go with whoever has the best agility. Akeem Hunt. Pretty decent speed as well. Alright, let's double check our own depth chart just to make sure things are lining up properly. Okay, perfect. Maybe it was receiver we needed. Yeah. It was receiver. Okay. That's fine. If anything changes, then we can easily cut somebody there. We've seen Jalen Moore. I'm interested to kind of see what Akeem Hunt may be able to do if he can pick up any snaps. With that said, I will see you guys after the game, and we'll wrap things up from there. Really interested to see if we'll be competitive, though. I've said this a number of times where I feel like a blowout was going to come, and next thing you know, we end up making it a close game. So that'll be something to look forward to. Jamal Adams having a pretty good season. I haven't seen him necessarily pop up on crazy highlights a whole lot, but he's been doing his thing. We'll definitely have to check the end of the year trophies that are going to be going out.
Give me some Ingram. It's the coach. This is the 2000. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in week 15. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
Out come the Ravens, led by the leading rusher amongst quarterbacks in 2018. In his second season now, Lamar Jackson.
Check. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing.
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. A spin. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Baltimore was the most run-heavy team in the league last year after Lamar Jackson took over as a starter. And you think about Mark Ingram. He goes from a situation where he was sharing time with Kamara in New Orleans. Now he figures to be the top guy in the Baltimore backfield. Although I guess you could say he's kind of splitting time with his quarterback, Lamar Jackson. But a great veteran presence. Mark Ingram is behind Jackson. Ingram now in his 9th NFL season. Now it's Jackson. Roberts got it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, They want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss.
Mike. Guys, it's game. Let's go.
On second down, Ingram.
Get it.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Good job. That's the way you fly.
And here now, the Baltimore offense.
And congratulations on their win last week, but they didn't get a whole lot of time to celebrate it on Sunday. They were right back to work on Monday, but you'll have to do things differently when you prepare for a Thursday night game, because normally you'll take some time off. Here you get right back to work on the game plan mentally, and probably not put any pads on until you play again Thursday night.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. It'll be the 6'3 QB Trevor Siemian calling the shots, the former Northwestern Wildcat.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
On the carry, it's Montgomery. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down. And we take a look now at the New York offense.
And partner, sometimes it's good for a team to get the Thursday nighter right after a loss because you don't have very long to stew on what just happened. You have to turn right around, get ready, and go out and play again. Or, as one of the veterans told me, I actually like this because I can keep my anger for this short amount of time and take it out on the other team.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. We got four.
Out of the gun, Siemian. And Ty Montgomery has it complete. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25.
That's right.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. And a look now at how the Jets line up defensively.
Leonard Williams was one of the top draft picks coming out of USC, and he's done nothing to diminish the comparisons people make of past greats.
Here we go.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. The numbers for Antonio Brown in last week's ball game: 5 catches, 89 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5.
Ingram churning. He lost the football, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. New York set to take the field. The partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Check.
Now Simeon stripped. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Jackson from the shotgun. And that's incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and
rare.
Excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
New York set to take the field. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't...
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously in hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10.
Ready, ready. Hey, we're going to mic the 48 right now. Let's go. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
Get it.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
Now Montgomery, he's got it on the draw. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaking up on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Get in the weight room.
From the gun, here's Simeon. Throw left side complete. It's Ford. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Come on, D.
Here's Simeon. He's got Herndon, his tight end. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 75 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. A gain there of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Jets.
Simeon now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. The first carry for DeAndre Washington. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Set. 60 yard. Right here, right here. Shoot.
Simeon on first down. Herndon's got it complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Running it, Washington. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. Gets it to his running back, Cannon. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. On fourth down, the Jets turning to Chandler Catanzaro for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 33. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports.
Jets, nothing. Chandler Catanzaro on for the field goal. A 33-yard attempt.
And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down, it's Ingram. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
He was brought down by
That's it, baby.
brings up third down.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here. So for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
A big rush, and it's blocked. Jets come after him, and they get him. And they are going to take possession of the football.
Yeah,
But
baby.
so much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
In however form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
New York set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Throwing again on second down. Simeon, and this is incomplete. The Jets on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now Washington. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. And, Charles, you look at this offense, their struggles moving the ball well documented. Dead last in the NFL in first downs, but signs of life there.
Yeah, and you and I do, I think, a really good job of respecting the game and respecting the teams. But this squad, they're in a position now where their fan base gets excited when they pick up a first down. They cheer almost like they picked up a touchdown.
A shotgun snap for Simeon. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Jalen Ferguson in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal.
It's gonna be a long day, offense. It's gonna be a long day.
Now Simeon.
Come on now.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal.
Three down.
Now it's Simeon. Wesco, the tight end, making the catch. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a fourth and goal. Catanzaro's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Following the field goal on his Locke Edwards to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
And the Ravens taking the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 22. Now it's Jackson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6. He'll have a first down past the... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Here we go.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Jackson. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The offense on third down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at third and a few inches. And he's got Snead. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
All day, baby, all
It'll
day.
be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Jackson now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it first and 10. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down. On second down now, it's Ingram. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. The Ravens on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 22-yard line. Nice throw there by Jackson. You think about what a boost he gave Baltimore in the middle of last year, led them to victories in 6 of their last 7 games as a starter, replacing Joe Flacco, who had the hip issue. And that strong finish was good enough for the Ravens to capture their first AFC North crown since 2012. And now Jackson's a known commodity. He's the unquestioned starter, and with increased expectations and pressure on the former Heisman Trophy winner. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Kill, turn up.
Second and 7 at the 19-yard line.
On second down, it's Ingram. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. The Ravens on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Jackson drops it underneath to Dixon. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside. Not easily covered, and then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the third down conversion. They'll under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Leonard Williams has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
They'll come out in the pistol. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Out, and they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Ja'Kai Polite able to record his 5th sack of the season.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead with touchdown number 8 on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Trevor Siemian ready to retake the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to...
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
That's how we do it.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Siemian, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Siemian, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Man out, man out, man out. Switch, switch, switch.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Jackson. Got a man. It's Brown. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
Those are the types of throws that Jackson has to be more efficient with this year. He really put an emphasis on improving his passing accuracy in the offseason, because last year as a rookie, 58%, that was it. And his quarterback coach said the ball is coming out of his hand cleaner, the timing looks better. That's what they're hoping for. Everybody knows he can run, but now he continues his quest to be more well-rounded and improve on his conservative 1,200 yards and 6 touchdowns he threw for last season. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS. SOS.
It's complete to Snead. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken in at the 22. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Trevor Siemian ready to retake the field. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Siemian. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Chandler Catanzaro now. He hit from 59 a season ago. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Man, where has the season gone? We're into week 15 now. So let's give everybody a look at what's coming up here on what should be a very interesting weekend of football. In the early window on Sunday, one of the best happens up in Pittsburgh. A big one for the Steelers as they get set to match up with the Buffalo Bills. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being over in Arlington, where it'll be America's team, the Cowboys, taking on the LA Rams. And finally, the next to last Monday night game of the year, Colts Saints from the Superdome. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. New York set to take the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now, they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down. Here's Simeon. Looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Oh, look at the juke. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. This is Ingram on 1st and 10.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Give him 5 on the carry. Second and 5 now. Jackson looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
New York set to take the field, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Simeon now to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain there, and they've got a ways to go now on 3rd down. Throw complete to Herndon. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
He says out at the 8-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Check.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. On 2nd and 7, Jackson.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. On 3rd down, Jackson. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Quinnen Williams has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Here's Sam Cook now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20. New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Here comes the boom.
On 2nd and 9, Simeon got an open man. It's a Nunwa.
Yeah, baby.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ford.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Patrick Owasor with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now. He's been terrific so far. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Key 8, key 8.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. 9 yards on the pickup there as he'll be left with 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
You see me? You see me? They can't stop me
The
out
amount
here.
of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. If you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
They'll try to get something going with Ty Montgomery. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw on second down. Simeon, he's got Herndon, his tight end. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now Simeon. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
Simeon now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's Simeon. That one's complete to Tomlinson. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Back to throw, Simeon. Going right side here, and that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And this is the 10th carry for Ty Montgomery. Tavon Young in on the tackle. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Simeon. A quick throw, but incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. A shotgun snap for Simeon. Anunua's got it, complete. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Montgomery, they'll run for it. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. Ty Montgomery unable to get to the marker. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you, and it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, but he's found a way so far here in the second half.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. And that going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
New York set to take the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on fourth, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. To throw again on second down, Simeon. And this thing gets blown up well behind the line of scrimmage, but the marker is down on the field. Who's this against? Well, they completed the pass but lost yardage, so they'll decline the penalty.
Perfect play for them, isn't it? Who needs a penalty? When you try and throw the ball, you don't even get it downfield, and they go ahead and snuff out the play. They'll take that as a result.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Pulled in at the 24. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
44's the mic. 44's the mic.
Pick me up. Here we go.
From the 45 on second down, Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews.
Let's go, baby.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. This pass complete. Jackson finding Andrews. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Ingram. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
He wasn't ready.
2nd and 5 now. Jackson. Snead's got it. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And he's got Snead. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
Go!
They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far.
Offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
On the ready. 57's Mike. Squeeze, double.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
From the gun, Jackson. He's got it to Ingram, complete. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
And they still need 6 yards here on 3rd down after the penalty. Jackson from the shotgun. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here.
A 28-yard attempt.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. New York set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He couldn't hook up with a Nunwa that time, and now it's 2nd down.
60-yard. Here we go. Get it. Cut.
Now Simeon. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
4 down.
Simeon. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
Baby, get him, boy.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now it's Simeon. And no, it's incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well. Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Ingram again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long.
It's just me and you.
From the gun, it's Jackson. It's complete to Snead. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And this one is right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, Simeon. That's caught by Montgomery. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw again on second down. Simeon, they'll set up the screen to Montgomery. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
Pick your game up.
On first down, it's Simeon. Got an open man, it's a Nunwa. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Here's Simeon. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Throwing again on second down. Simeon, throw complete to Herndon. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Now Simeon, 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. To throw again on second down. Simeon, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. He rifles one that's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it, and he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. Going. point. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show.
Come on, baby, let's
We
go.
got a
Get
plane to
inside. Let's go,
catch.
let's go.
That's good for Baltimore. First down. First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.